Namaste. This video is about the Great Escape, and I believe that what I am about to speak today is probably something that pretty much has been obvious, but not many of us can actually put the pieces together and try and find an answer to this. But since this happens to be, something that kept coming through my mind over and over again, I felt like I should address it, at least share my views on this, and perhaps it would help some of you to put your own pieces together. Or even if you feel like there is more to it that you can add, or there's a different perspective that you have driven to, you can always share that with me. Now, as we know, all kinds of researches have been going on for as long as mankind has existed. Science has definitely contributed to this in a big way. Yes, it has helped us to understand the world around us better, and I must agree that I appreciate the advancement it has contributed to our civilization over decades. And yet there has always been some kind of hidden agenda. No, this is not a conspiracy theory. This is something that I feel one needs to, it's all out in the open. Like I said, I'm not the kind who takes time out to go and do any kind of research or dive into some rabbit hole, because I do not have the time for it. It's as simple as that. And I'm not the kind who spends a lot of time on social media for entertainment purposes, nor do I watch the news or gather information from people. It's often, whatever you're meant to see. I believe that there are no coincidences. If you're meant to see something, you will, in some way. And what I'm about to speak about definitely has to do with science, and it also has to do with how I sort of have been trying to put the pieces together for quite some time. And today, through this video, I hope I'm able to reach out to you and many of us who happen to share and coexist in the same planet, and I feel it has to be something that we need to think about. Regardless of whether we can do something about it or if it lies outside of our control, well, that is left to be said or thought about. But right now I feel that I need to share this, and as you know, I often allow my intuition to lead me, and so here goes. So when it comes to science, we all know that there have been all kinds of researches going on, both inside the planet and even in outer space. I just feel that I've always felt, and I'm sure a lot of people out there share my views on this, my opinions on this, that maybe they need not spend so much of time in space research as they do here on our planet, because more than 80% of the planet's oceans, for instance, have been left unexplored. And there's so much of potential, the kind of funds and energy and effort and intelligence that has been put into these kind of researches which are concerning about the outer space would definitely be greatly much more beneficial for our civilization and our future generations, because we live inside of this planet, and there is so much that we need to do to ensure that our planet remains a safe and a beautiful place, a magnificent planet. right down from recycling to pollution to discovering what more you can learn about our planet. There's so much of things that you can contribute to. I'm not saying that space research is useless, right? Let's also look at that. I'm not saying that space research is a waste of time. I'm saying that you do not need to really pay that much of attention to what lies outside the planet. See, when you have a home, and instead of taking care of your home, you are stepping out and spending money every day looking out for a new home when your own home has been neglected. And that is pretty much an analogy, I believe, as simple as I can put it across, to say that, why are we not? Why are the governments, why are the huge businessmen and firms spending so much of money and time and intelligence on space? So that is the first thing that came to my mind. It's been going on for some time. I'm sure you agree with me. It's been going on for some time. But if you noticed, I am, looking at something that has increased rapidly over the last maybe a year or so. Now, since 2020, even slightly before that, the increase in space research is undeniable. Suddenly everybody wants to go and explore the moon, the stars, the Mars. Everybody's putting out these probes and all kinds of things everywhere, I even came across an article that said that they're planning to build a space hotel, and even looking forward to finding ways that humans can actually live in other planets. Now, coming back to the analogy that I was talking about, if your own home has been neglected and you know it, why are you spending so much of your effort and time and energy into looking for something outside when this can still be fixed if you put your mind to it? We've got enough money, we've got enough resources to do something about our own planet. But no. So if you were to think about it and look at the climate change concepts that are going around our world, it's no longer a secret. We do notice climate changes across the world. We do have experiences with everything from pandemics now to icebergs melting, all kinds of natural catastrophes, on and off. It's been increasing, and I feel it will increase. All right, and so what are we being hidden from here? Now, if you look at all the funds that is going into these space research programs, there's been a lot of sudden interest, deep interest, and even the wealthy and the governments. It's like a how do you say it? A collaborated effort to try and look for something urgently outside. So, what is actually being hidden here? At some point, it feels like they're throwing signs saying, hey, you know what, there are extraterrestrials out there. We have a lot of files that we're trying to put out for the public to see suddenly. And then we had the pandemic, and they brought in urgently that too. They brought in the vaccination. I'm not here to judge the vaccination process. That's up to you. But do you notice that there is far more deeper issues that are being hidden from the public, you and I, and our families? It pretty much comes down to as if I am watching a movie, one of these apocalyptic movies, where the rich and the wealthy and the powerful try their best to throw their money in and, find the easiest escape route, while everybody else below them, the general public, the masses, are ignored. So I have this feeling that, we're heading down that road faster than we're even made to be aware of. So if you notice the dates, the years, the periods that they're trying to analyze and put into numbers, they're trying to put a time frame to this and that, and we're trying to build a hotel, we're trying to put rovers on Mars, we're doing this and we're doing that. So all of these things They're trying to put man on Mars. Now, all of these things, all right, it all looks very fascinating, of course, but we are a bit naive, aren't we? I'm not saying, hey, you know what, there'll be aliens and they're going to be getting angry with us, but hey, you know, what are the possibilities that may not happen? Looking at the universe, there are hundreds and thousands of dimensions, planets, galaxies in this universe, in the great cosmos. Now, just because we cannot see these beings on your so-called rover cameras does not mean that they do not exist. Did you ever think of that? Or maybe these people are not showing the public whatever they see. So it could be either of this. Now, I have had feelings that even in the core of this planet, there is another dimension. And due to the ongoing disturbances in regards to the CERN project and a lot of other things that have been going on, there have been conflicts between dimensions, which again has been hidden. Now, Area 51, for instance, in the USA, I'm sure there are many other places in the planet where governments or secret communities have hidden from the public. They are not just places where they are, you know, trying to be, so why can't it be transparent, for instance? If it is not something that people are assuming it is, why can't you be transparent? We're paying the taxes. Again, I'm not trying to draw in a conspiracy theory here. I'm merely saying that it is time that we as taxpayers, that we as people who have our own families and friends and, you know, we're part of a global community here. Why can't we think instead of applauding these space scientists? There is nothing to applaud when your own home is crumbling around you and they're not giving you solutions for it. In fact, they choose to ignore it. They keep making it look like, hey, you know, you're just imagining things. Just because an iceberg falls, it doesn't mean that it's going to cause a tsunami. Nothing's going to happen to the planet. Hey ho, even the spiritualists, the elite spiritualists who like to only think of love and light and believe that nothing can ever go wrong no matter what, how bad it gets over here. Well, I'm not talking about these people. I'm not even talking to them. I'm talking to people who can see the signs, who are trying to put the pieces together, whether you're silent about it because you don't want to be judged, or you're just trying to, you know, figure this out on your own and hope for the best. But wherever you are in your journey, there's too much of money and time and intelligence being spent on getting out of this whole planet. And it's happening faster than we think. It's happening even as I speak. There are people with power and money that are planning a great escape. I feel it. And this great escape will happen without us having a clue about it. They want to make it look all so fascinating so that, you know, we will not question them. This rabbit hole that I'm talking about is out in the open. You don't have to go to any specific hidden link or use a proxy, nothing. It's all around you. Science can make or break us. And at this point, what they're doing is they're handing over their souls, they're handing over their intelligent minds to money and power. For what? I don't know. Maybe it's money, maybe it's power, maybe it's something else that they are guaranteed that the others do not have access to. So, if you don't believe any of the videos that I spoke about the ascension, it's all on my YouTube channel. If you don't want to believe any of it, then over time you will want to question yourself as to why do you think these whole space research programs across the world are in such a great hurry suddenly. What is about these vaccines? When I talk about the vaccines and whether you have taken it or not taken it, I do not feel good about it and I will not be taking it. I do not want to tell you what to do with your life or your families or your health, because each one of us has our own journey and I respect that. But the point here is not about the vaccines. There is something going on. There is something going on, and I would love to request that you take a little time to even look around you at what's happening. Somebody is planning a great escape. It's a whole bunch of them. And unless you happen to be one of them who has inside information on any of these things, I feel that, well, stop applauding the scientists who are out there looking for an escape or helping the powerful people to escape. This is all I ask you to look at. Thank you so much. Namaste.